I am joined by Louis Weir, Director, Integrations and APIS Strategy, Oracle Hospitality, coming to us from Royal Leamington Spa, England. How are you?
All right, that's a proper way of calling the town. Well done.
I do my research. How are
Fantastic.
you?
I'm all right, I'm great. It's actually a lovely day here in Royal Leamington Spa.
Very good. Well, Oracle is committing to an open architecture. Big news. End of the
Indeed.
year. Yeah, end of the year last year, an announcement was made regarding OHIP. Why don't you tell us about OHIP?
Oracle Hospitality Integration Platform, otherwise known as OHIP, is basically a platform where we centralize, streamline, and consolidate all of our interface technologies. So it's basically much simpler and quicker and cheaper to build integrations against Opera PMS in the cloud.
So it's really a change. It's a big change.
Big time.
Yeah. So how? Like, dig a little deeper in there for us.
Well, I mean, the cloud has changed everything, right? It basically simplified and streamlined overall IT, processes and expenditure. Along with cloud came APIs, or modern APIs, or should I use the technical term, REST APIs? And what you've seen in the past few years is REST APIs or APIs, modern APIs in general, becoming the de facto way to integrate with SaaS applications. As Opera also modernizes to cloud and becomes, our strategic direction, it makes complete sense to also modernize and simplify the integration methodologies and technologies and processes to deliver that integration. It also makes sense to be on the cloud, but still have legacy processes and technologies to offer these integrations. I hope that clarifies.
Yeah. So what does this mean for hoteliers in the industry?
Well, it means a lot, actually. In the past, hoteliers that were using or are using Opera Cloud on premises or B5, they have to actually license their interfaces. If they're using an OHIP or AWS, that's something they have to pay for. When they move to Opera Cloud, OHIP actually comes included within their Opera Cloud Foundation SKU, meaning that they no longer have to license each integration interface. It's all you can eat. And that's again a massive change, right? The benefits are huge, and more than that, OHIP, AWS combined. I forgot to mention Kiosk, which is kind of a flavor of AWS. Offer about 400 capabilities. What we have done in OHIP is we opened up Opera Cloud, so everything that you do in the UI, in the Opera Cloud UI, it's exposed as an interface or API in OHIP. And we're talking more than 3,000 capabilities. So, you move away from hoteliers have to, move away from having to pay for an interface license fee to having all you can eat plus more than 10 times the number of capabilities.
So how do you think it's going to drive occupancy and change things in the near term, given our circumstances?
It's all about access to data, right? What's going to, in my humble opinion, what's going to help with the recovery is being able to personalize, contextualize experiences and such as guests, right? Find their accommodations that best satisfies the local requirements, for example. As we get out of the pandemic, we know that local travel is going to be essential, for example. So being able to get access to the data that, empowers that sort of access to those offers or availabilities within these constraints. In this case, I'm using the travel local as an example, but there are many scenarios, right? It's going to be key. And OHIP really is providing a seamless and rapid access to the source, right? It's you can tap into this source of data more rapidly using modern integration patterns. You can get access to events in near real time. You can get access to all your properties, and that on its own brings a lot of potential to drive the recovery. But there's also the other aspects, and that's more related to the announcement we made about it was actually made yesterday about opening up the API specs under the UPL license model. And what that means is that our APIs can really be used as reference for implementation. So many customers are actually in the process of building their APIs as well, or they want to take inspiration, they can just, repurpose our APIs or use them as inspiration, see how we did it, right? That's, more than 30 years of hard work going into the stuff that we're making available now for free. So that also helps a lot, right? I mean, it's both from a capability standpoint where you can, get access to all this data and these capabilities to build solutions that can help, drive occupancy, but also take inspiration for hoteliers or partners, vendors, to build their own solutions based on what we've done.
Of which we are one. We have I've had a deep integration with Opera over the years, and I mean, we're looking forward to what this means for us, but maybe dive a little bit deeper into what this means for the vendors across the globe.
I mean, I can tell you a very clear example. Last week, we ran an event called Oracle Hospitality Innovation Week. We had about 400 attendees from over 60 countries, spread about 200 different vendors. And the whole purpose of the event was, as its own name, reflects innovation, right? One of the main tools that I use to actually enable this innovation is what we made available in GitHub. Back to your question, right? So if you go to the GitHub repo, github.com/oracle/hospitality-API-docs, you find the API specifications, but also Postman collections. Postman collections is basically a tool that allows you to predefine API call examples. And what we've done is we define different end-to-end examples on how to implement, for example, an end-to-end digital experience, right? From searching availability to doing a pre-check-in, doing the check-in, getting details of your folio, making payments to your folio, basically so you can check out, right? Settling your bill. So that's already pretty far. So if you are a vendor that needs to deliver a contactless solution, which is super, super critical right now, and again, this relates back to your COVID question, how are we going to help, throughout the recovery? Well, we kind of already did the hard work for you. All you need to do is go to our GitHub repo, download our collection. There you have it, an end-to-end solution, right? Getting access to OHIP is pretty much go to shop.oracle.com and register. You don't pay if you don't make calls. And if you make calls, it's $10 per 10,000 calls. And what we've seen is that you are not going to make 10,000 calls to build a solution, right? So chances are you're going to spend less than $120 a year to build a solution that can help many, many hoteliers, right? I mean, $120 a year is pocket money, right? So it's virtually free, right? So all that is available already. It's not like you have to pay a big license to get access to this stuff. That's all news, right? We moved away from all that into really open access.
That's very exciting, Louis. I'll tell you what.
I hope so.
Yeah, it is. Last question, and I like to ask it of our hotelier guests, but I know you're talking to a lot of hoteliers and a lot of software vendors in the hotel industry. Any advice for, we appear to be coming out of this pandemic, but what do you think?
Well, I mean, the research, we did some research for the keynote of my Innovation Week event. One interesting bit of information that we found is that many hoteliers, or at least that's what the research suggests, is that they expect occupancy to be back to normal rates by summer next year, right? That's very encouraging. I think 62 or 65% said that. I don't know to what extent. Obviously, no one can predict the future for sure, but at least what we see in the UK is that the vaccination programs are going quite well. I think a lot depends on the vaccines, right? But, there's been a lot of good progress, I think. So I am hopeful, I am positive. I do hope that survey is broadly right, not accurately wrong. But, now is the time to innovate, right? It's not tomorrow, right? It doesn't take 5 minutes it's not just building the solution, it's rolling it out, right? It takes that takes time, right? To identify the right use case and whatnot. So, it's a very good time to start innovating. I think OHIP and the movement, everything that we've made with the open APIs, is just really about accelerating that journey. So we hope that we can help provide these capabilities that are really accessible to hoteliers and partners alike, and use them. Build your solutions, right? And I think all together as an industry, as an ecosystem, can help each other into getting out of this situation.
All right, Louis, I want to thank you for joining me, sir.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for such a good question.